In this video, we're going to be installing Frankenstein's kilLJoy ROM on this Sprint Samsung Galaxy S3. Now, one of the first things you're going to want to do is make sure you have the very latest torp recovery by going to Goo Manager, which is available in the Google Play Store, which she does not have, so I will go ahead and install that. And when it opens up, you're just going to grant it root permission. Press grant or allow depending on which recovery you're using, and then press menu. Install OpenScript recovery. Yes. And that is the one we're actually using. So I'm going to go ahead and press no. If that's not the one you're using an older version, I recommend pressing yes. Waiting for it to count down. And now it's installing it. And it's done. Sometimes it'll reboot, sometimes it won't. You don't quite know. Before we install this ROM, we're going to go ahead and back everything up. I want to back up Nova Launcher so that way we can take all of our stuff and easily restore it. Backup. Okay. Now it's in the Nova backup, file location, data.com, tesla.com. So we'll go to ES File Explorer or whatever file manager you want to use. And this does not have that. So I just go to my files, the built-in one, SD card, data, take this, copy it, go to the external, and paste it. Now that we have that backed up, we're going to go to Titanium Backup, the Backup tab, make sure that you have no filters in there, clear, apply, and then wait for it to stop spinning. While it's spinning, it's basically searching your storage location for all the apps you have installed. There we go, it's done. So we'll press the batch button. And then we're going to go to backup all user apps and system data. Now, I want to make this very, very clear. You do not want to just restore anything and everything that you have in there. You do not want to do that. Maybe it's okay if you're, flashing stock and you were on a stock kilLJoy7 ROM, but like something wasn't working, or Sprint gave you a new phone, technically, yeah, you could restore your system data. But when you're going to another ROM, never, ever, ever restore your system data unless you're absolutely sure what you're doing is okay. And even then, I recommend having an Android backup available just in case you mess something up. You can quickly just restore it. And I'm going to do an Android. That way my wife can go back to this ROM if she doesn't like this, but I'm sure she will. I've been reading a lot of the things in the OP about all the fixes and just all the little things in there, and I'll even put a little screenshot up of all the features it has. It's just, there's too many good reasons for you not to try out this ROM. At least give it a go and try it out. But whenever you're restoring stuff, make sure you only restore stuff that you absolutely can never do again. Like, if you're restoring ad-free, don't restore the data. There's no sense in it. There's not really any data. If you're restoring, like, ES File Explorer, there's not really any data. Maybe a couple settings here and there, but you can quickly and easily change those. Don't restore anything that you can quickly redo. Now, like, maybe Asphalt 7 that you're seeing right now, that might be something you want to restore your data for. That's fine. Just make sure you're only restoring stuff that would take you forever to set back up. Like, I remember back before Google Voice when I was using, it was a text messaging app. I can't remember what it's called now. There was literally like 100,000 different settings to change in there. Hand sent SMS. There was like 100,000 different settings, and something like that, I myself would restore in a heartbeat. But it's just Google Voice. Don't restore your data. Besides, it's going to want authentication anyway, so you're going to have to press allow. Don't restore Chrome to phone unless it's just the app, because you're going to have to go disconnect and then reconnect. Otherwise, you won't get push notifications to your phone when you send something to your phone. Do not send Chrome data to your phone either. Stuff like that you just do not want to restore, because you can quickly just sign into your account, press the allow button, and it's just like it was before. I know I'm going on and on about this. I just can't stress that if you restore something, it could potentially cause you to be in a boot loop, or something won't work the way the developer intended it to. So just be very careful what you're restoring. That's all I'm going to say about that. Dropbox is one more thing I'm going to say. There's no sense in restoring that. It's just you sign in and everything is there. It takes like a couple seconds. And sometimes Dropbox is a system app. You definitely don't want to restore it then. Even if you restore it, you probably still have to sign in. Trust me, we've been there. Facebook's a good example. If Facebook's a system app and you try to restore the data, you're still going to have to log right back in. There's no sense in it. Okay, so everything is backed up. If we wanted to take it a step further, we'd go to schedules and we'd press run and sync it to Dropbox. If you don't see that there, it's easy. Just press menu, preferences, and then check Dropbox, box.net, or Google Drive, whichever of the three services you want to use for syncing your stuff. And then it would upload or download stuff depending on what's on your SD card and what's actually online. It'll, make up the difference. Anyways, it'll upload all the newer stuff that you backed up. Like if you got further in the game, that progress will actually be stored online. But I'm not going to do that right now. So we've got the latest twerp recovery. We have everything backed up. We have our Nova Launcher backed up, not only with Titania backup, but actually with the Nova Launcher backup utility also. And you could also like go to Plume and you could go to your settings and then go to import export and you can go to export and then press OK. And that's going to take it and also put it in your internal storage, not your external. So you go to data and then Plume. You want to copy that and then go to your external and paste it. Okay, so we're just making sure we have every single alternative that we can, because with Plume you don't need root to restore your stuff. The app has its own unique way of you doing that, which I don't know why every single app can't do that, like its own built-in import and export thing. Whatever. Now we're going to reboot this thing into recovery. You could do it a few different ways. If you have a custom ROM, you could choose, hold down the power button, choose recovery. We don't have that, so we could open up Goo Manager and then we could just press reboot recovery and it would immediately do that. Or let's go ahead and just power it down. I realize that your phone may not boot up at all, so you're not going to be able to open up Goo Manager or press reboot to recovery. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do this manually. We're going to hold volume up, the home button, and the power button until you see booting recovery at the top, little blue text. Now you can let go. At this point, you can charge your device while you're in recovery. That's a major benefit to twerp recovery. And we're going to go ahead and back up my wife's ROM. We're not going to choose the recovery or cache because say you update to 2311 that fixed a major issue with 2310 and you're restoring that when you go back to your old ROM. So you're going to have to keep freaking like installing the new recovery every time. So I'd recommend just not backing that up. And then cache, that'll rebuild itself. I wouldn't back that up either. Again, it's completely up to you. And make sure you have system, data, and boot. That's the three most important things. I'm going to enable compression just so the file size is smaller and we can save space. And I don't want to use the internal because that's where your apps and your app data is stored. I want to use the external. Obviously, if you don't have an external SD card, you have no choice. And for backup name, I recommend naming it something easy that you can quickly identify. That way you don't have to restore, 15 different backups just to get to the one that you really want. I'm going to name this stock with root. And then press go and everything looks good. So we're going to go ahead and swipe it. I'm not going to put up how long it took because as you can tell, it says 8:38 p.m. That is not correct. It is 11:49 Central Time. So I might have to change some settings. I don't know. But you get the idea. It says 8:38, so you'll just do the math. If it finishes at 9:38, you know this process took an hour. Now I'm going to go ahead and speed all this up. Here's your one chance, man, so don't let me down. Lord, forgive me for what I do. Alright, so as you can tell, that took about 20 minutes. If you do the math, 8:36 I believe it was, till now. Anyways, that takes a while, and I hope you had a good battery because it can drain your battery a lot. Anyways, we're going to go back, and then we're going to go to wipe, and we're going to do a factory reset, and then we're going to swipe it to confirm it. We are now losing everything, and we're also going to wipe the system. Just, you don't have to. Just something I do. That's not mandatory. Then I'm going to go to install, and then I'm going to use external SD, and then I put it on the root directory of the SD card so it'll be easy to find. If you had other zips you want to flash, you just press add more zips, and then you find it, you select it, and that's that. But we only have one. We're going to go ahead and swipe it, install it, and we'll wait for it to do its thing. Is this an aroma installer? I really don't know. It doesn't appear to be, but honestly, that's a good thing. I installed Android Wook on my Transformer Prime, and so far I kind of like it. But an aroma installer, I don't know. Like, the cool thing about it is you can choose what you want to install and what doesn't get installed. But the annoying thing is you don't know when is too much. Like, if you install one option but you don't install another, and then you want to go back and you want to do that option again, you got to go through the whole aroma installer again, and it can be frustrating. So I kind of like not having one. That's everybody's own preference. And then you can just reboot the system, and then we're going to see what kind of boot animation this ROM comes with. This is my very first time ever trying out this ROM. ERA has been around for a while, and the GAT, that's the kernel it's using. It is an overclocked kernel. Anyways, ERA has been around a while. I had their Scrambled Eggs ROM on a Epic 4G, original one with the keyboard. So they've been around a while. They know what they're doing. All of the developers there are pretty freaking awesome. Shout out to ECOOCE. Alright, so when you see this screen right here, I highly recommend pressing more information and then unchecking this and pressing back. That will cause your Wi-Fi to turn on randomly and turn it off, and if phone tries to make the decision for you, which I don't like at all. This comes with the very latest freaking Android 4.2 keyboard, Gmail, everything. Comcast is being a pain in the rear. Oh, that's one of the first things I notice, is it's got different icons. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect from Wi-Fi real quick because it's just being a pain in the butt. Oh, you drag that notification bar and you see Frankenstein down there. So obviously you'll be able to go into settings and change that, hopefully. And it's cool no matter what. You have the date, December 4th, 2012, Tuesday, with the time. That's pretty freaking sweet. Quick settings, tether, and all this other stuff. Try to sign in without using Wi-Fi. There we go. This is going to take a minute because 3G is not very fast at all. I get 4G here, but I literally have to stick my phone in the window. If you watch my video on how to tether the Galaxy S3, I proved that. I could stick it in the window right now and get 4G, and then fire up the latest Wi-Fi tether that Trevi made, and I could tether 4G at about 16 down and 12 up throughout my apartment. May end up doing that today. Comcast and being down are almost as bad as Charter. So I did pronounce that right. ECOOCEKS Mullins 88. The entire ERA group, team, stuff, people. Check that out. That's pretty awesome. So it comes with Apex. I've had Apex before. What's that ROM called? Clean ROM by New Boy X for the Evo 4 LTE. He had Apex. I don't know. I've been using Nova for a very long time, so I'll probably replace it with Nova. But it's generally the same thing. It looks very much like it. Most of the settings are very similar. As you'll see when you press menu, you get extra settings in there, like system settings, lock desktop. So I don't know. Been using Nova so long that it's something I'm just comfortable with. I have the Pro version. I don't have the Pro version of Apex. So it's just one of those things. I don't know. Oh, cool. You get the clock up there in the middle. It says it's picking up 4G. Let's open up the Play Store. Search for speed test. Alright, go ahead and open it. Agree. And begin test. Oh, I didn't change any settings. So it's going to be in kilobits. Whatever, it's not quite 4G. So, obviously, I can't do a review. I have not played with this ROM. This is just like a first impressions after you install it. Comes with Sprint Hotspot. That looks like a new app. It comes with very little bloat. Check that out. That's awesome. When you first install this ROM, you literally just have one screen of apps. I installed Speed Test, which is in there twice, so I don't know if it came with it by default. But I installed an app. There would just be one screen full of apps. So this ROM is going to be very, very fast, very lightweight. All the stuff that you wouldn't want in there has been removed. That is insanely awesome. As you see, 4G is working and picking up. It's picking up, and I'm pretty freaking excited about that. You get Google Now. We'll go to the settings real quick. About device, Android 411, baseband LJ7, build number 2.2, activate the device, motion, Super SU, extra controls, awesome. Quick panel, widget button order. Awesome. Widget buttons, you can choose which ones you want to show up here. Oh man, check that out. Pretty much all of them are up there. So you have like a reboot and a power down, lock, freaking sync. Everything is up there. And then you just go here in your menu quick settings, the quick panel right here. And then you just go to widget buttons and you start choosing what all you want to actually show up. That is insane. Brightness modes, sound modes, hide on change. So like what that means is after you go up here and you select one like Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, it makes it go away. Oh, I just lost 4G. I knew it was too good to be true. But anyways, it's got like a little 3G plus icon, so I don't know what that means, if that's different than without a plus icon. Just one freaking screen of apps. That's it. That's awesome. So quick settings, Wi-Fi tether, Frankenstein tether. So this does work. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. If you're looking for a way to tether your Galaxy S3, make sure you check out this ROM. Honestly, I'm going to let my wife try this out and see if she likes it. If she doesn't, then I'll go back to the stock ROM that I backed up. That's why we made an Android backup. If she does like it, she's going to keep it and use it. Again, I just installed this. You cannot install a ROM your very first time seeing it, never having a chance to play with it, test out the battery life, and etc., and then call it a review. So I won't do that. It's not a real review. I don't know how to get the clock to go back over there, but I don't have a problem with it. Just I don't know how to do it. If I do find a way to do it, make sure you check out the description of this video. Please, I beg of you, click the show more button. This is the first thing you're going to see is only 3 lines, and then everything else that will be hidden from the description until you press show more. I'm going to have links to follow me on Twitter where I post about videos I'm working on, devices I'm looking at getting. Every time I upload a video, if your YouTube sub box is full of 1,000 other subscriptions, it'll automatically post on Twitter every time I upload a video. And sometimes I unlist videos, so you'll still get to see them if you follow me on Twitter. And I have other social media websites like Facebook and Google+, but I use Twitter the most. If you want to stay up to date on my latest videos and what I'm working on, please follow me on Twitter. There will be a link to it at the very bottom of the description. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'm pretty freaking excited about this ROM. It's very, very small and lightweight. It's got a custom kernel by someone that's been doing kernels for a long time. Definitely give this a chance. See if you like it. If you don't, go back to your stock ROM, but I guarantee you, you're going to love it. One last thing. Awesome. You get the restart option, and then you can choose whether you want a hot boot, which quickly reboots it without doing a full reboot. It takes a while. And you can also go into download and recovery mode really easily. Again, I can't stress this enough. I highly recommend checking this ROM out. It has the very latest Android 4.2 keyboard. The graphical issues that you're seeing are due to limitations of the phone's hardware while running the screencast. The latest Gmail, where you can zoom in and out of your emails, show you right there. Actually, that's not the very latest one from the Google Play Store. The Google Play Store says it's 4.2.1. There we go. It says update. I wish it would go back to 4G. 3G is just too terrible. Oh, you know what? Let's see if this is supposed to have a pop-up browser. Let's find out. Holy crap, over 5 million downloads. Come on, this is killer. I can't use Wi-Fi because it's slower than 3G. So we'll expand this one, not that one, and then what's new but description. And you can go down here. And then they posted my new video, the updated review. And see, pop-up browser. You have the pop-up browser. That is awesome. I'm going to go ahead just once for this time. And as you see right there, there you go. You can take it and move it around. You might be able to resize it. Don't know about that. There you go. That's freaking awesome. So you do get the pop-up browser with this latest 2.2. Just like you would on the Note 2. And the Galaxy S3 is supposed to be getting an update very soon that allows you to use the multitasking thing like the Galaxy Note 2 has. And I do have a video on that. Just go to my channel and search for Galaxy Note 2 videos. And you'll see one that says multi-window, multitasking, whatever I called it. So you do get the pop-up browser. You don't actually have to launch your browser to watch a video or to check something out real quick. So that's freaking awesome. Again, if you like this video, please do me a huge favor and give it a thumbs up. It lets me know that you enjoyed the video and you want to see more videos like this. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. It'll notify you when I post new videos. And if you want, you can even check a little box that says also email me with new upload, because I only upload high quality content that I worked really hard on. Took time away from the family and spent a lot of hours working on this. This is What Would Josh Do? And I'm out. As I'm sure a lot of you older followers know, my daughter has cerebral palsy. If you'd like to see a video of her using her new wheelchair, please leave a comment.